Hello, this is Tejas Thakur. I am head of sales training at Kotak Mahindra Asset Management Company. I take care of trainings for distribution channel for the complete country. In the last 3 years, I have conducted several training programs across the country, which many of you must have already attended. We at Kotak Mutual Funds have launched ProStart, a learning platform using video modules where the mantra is learn anywhere, anytime. We have launched 2 video modules till now. The first one was on financial planning. The second one was on social media marketing. I'm very excited to present our third video learning module, and the topic is understanding risk in mutual funds. At Kotak, we give our best to take the training initiatives in the mutual fund industry to the next level. The purpose is to equip IFAs with tools and to provide awareness on gap areas. Both of these things will equip you to offer better advice to your clients. It will help you to take your business to the next level. Let me tell you more about our approach. This module is further divided into subtopics. Each of these topics are covered in individual videos. This is a short module comprising of 5 videos of approximately 8 minutes each. These videos will be released once a week. What do you have to do? Well, actually nothing much. You have to watch these videos as soon as they are released. Once you have completed the series of 5 videos, you will be awarded a course completion certificate. Now let me give you an overview about this module, which focuses on understanding risk in mutual funds. Presenting to you understanding risk in mutual funds. Annualized returns of a mutual fund scheme. Let me now share a graph with you. This graph depicts annualized returns of 5 mutual fund schemes A, B, C, D and E. Which schemes will you invest in? If you are an investor who looks at annualized returns as a parameter for selecting mutual funds, your obvious first and second choice would be Scheme E and Scheme C respectively, as these are the schemes with the highest annualized returns, minimum and maximum returns of schemes. Let me share with you one more graph. This graph depicts minimum and maximum returns of 5 mutual fund schemes A, B, C, D and E. If you wish to invest in schemes with least volatility, which of these schemes will you invest in? If you're an investor who looks at volatility as a parameter for selecting mutual fund schemes, you will try and identify schemes with the minimum difference between minimum and maximum returns. For the schemes under consideration, your obvious choice, your first and second choice would be Scheme B and Scheme A respectively, as these are the schemes which have the least difference between maximum and minimum returns. As you have just witnessed, the choice of schemes varies between the 2 scenarios under consideration. In the first case, it was E and C, while in the second case, it was B and A. Why did this happen? Because in the first scenario, only returns were considered, while in the second scenario, volatility is also considered. Volatility is one of the parameters which measures risk. Risk and returns. Remember, risk and returns are 2 sides of the same coin. They essentially go hand in hand. You cannot afford to ignore risk and look at returns only when you're selecting mutual fund schemes. You have to look at both in conjunction. Risk parameters in MF. There are multiple risk parameters which we can consider to evaluate the risk associated with mutual fund schemes. But it would be beyond the scope of our discussion today to cover all of them in this video series. We will be looking at only 6 risk parameters here. They are standard deviation, Sharpe ratio, Sortino's ratio, R squared, beta and alpha. We'll try and understand the importance of each of these in the videos going forward. Average 3 years CAGR category wise. The following graph depicts average 3-year CAGR for various categories of mutual fund schemes. This data is industry average. As you can see, average CAGR varies for each category. IT as a category is having the highest average CAGR of 13.61, while pharma has the lowest average CAGR of minus 4.69. As per ranking, after IT comes the banking sector with an average CAGR of 12.17. If we go only by this choice, our choice for categories will be IT, banking and large caps in this order of preference. Will this order of preference remain the same when we look at other parameters? Let us see. 3-year CAGR for large caps. The following graph depicts average 3-year CAGR for various schemes under the large cap category. This graph and data is only for illustration purpose. The schemes are arranged in descending order of their performance and labeled as S1, S2, S3, etc. S1 is having the highest return of 14.32. The least returns in this category is 4.48%. If we go only by this criteria, our choices for categories will be the top 10 schemes, that is S1 to S10, in the same order of preference. Will this order of preference remain the same when we look at other parameters? Let us see. We will be using the above two data points as reference points, that is average 3-year CAGR category wise and 3-year CAGR for large caps when we evaluate various schemes based on the risk parameters in the following videos. Thank you so much for watching this video. In the next video, we'll have a look at standard deviation. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.